Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic you made.
It's Wednesday and it's time for the next episode of Magician 101, the show for all magicians. We have only 2 questions this week from my good friend Jay Brothwick, so make sure to post your questions down below for next week so I can answer a few more than just 2. Though these 2 questions are really good and I'm really excited about these 2. Okay, so before we get to the Jay Brothwick's question, Brendan Shepard Studio has a comment he wanted to post about something we talked about last week called Behind the Illusion. And that was something I talked about last week, but let me tell you what he has to say about Behind the Illusion. He says, with Behind the Illusion on Magic Geek, it says this: please note, while approaches to illusion design are discussed, the exact method of proprietary illusions are not revealed. The viewer will need to have a working knowledge of basic methods and principles used. Full credits and references of all illusions are included in the DVD. So he has this to say: so what is really included in the film? Good question. If you're just getting presentation and that's all you're getting, like how, or their presentation for the Grand Illusions, I feel like there's a lot more DVDs out there that are going to be better for the Grand Illusion style stage magic. I don't do any of that, like making ladies appear in boxes and sawing them in half. I don't do any of that stuff. But I do hear there's some really great DVDs on the market for stage magic, grand stage illusions like that. So if you're looking for a DVD, this one does not seem to be the DVD for you. Because it doesn't even tell you how the tricks are done. It just tells you, like, basically, I guess, presentation and theory are discussed. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that if I did the Grand Stage Illusion, bought the product, and found out, hey, wait a minute, this is not what I really wanted, I recommend looking into some other stage magic DVDs. Okay. So, Jay Brothwick has the only 2 questions this week, and he says, oh, thanks for the shout out, mate. What is the pocket illusion with DVD Aster? And if you have it, please could you show it to me? Thanks. And what color mouth coil do you think are the best to buy? Thanks, 444RR. Okay, we're going to get into his pocket illusion last, because I'm actually going to do a demo of that. But before I get into that, the mouth coil, what color? It really depends on your style and your character, in my opinion. I don't do any mouth coil stuff, but there's different kinds of mouth coils that I've seen used in professional shows and that I've seen on the market. One of my favorite versions that I've seen a magician do, he takes bubble gum and he says, oh, I'm going to chew some bubble gum. He puts this wad of bubble gum in his mouth, he starts chewing it, and then he pulls and it's just like this stringy bubble gum. That looks really cool, and I know Magic Geek sells that. I think it's realistic looking bubble gum or something. I think that's what it's called in there. I can't remember the exact name, but Magic Geek does sell it. There's also multicolored mouth coils where it's like a rainbow comes out. I think my favorite one, though, is plain white. I've seen a magician do a paper routine where he makes paper vanish. And he does the little bit where he throws the paper over the spectator's head. And he says, oh, look, it vanished. And then he tears the paper up and says, let's restore the paper. He shoves it in his mouth. And then he pulls out this mouth coil that's like white, and he just keeps pulling it out, and it's like the paper is this long ribbon of paper. So it really depends. I really like the bubble gum though. If I did any mouth coil type stuff, I would buy the bubble gum because I think that looks really cool, and I think it would play well for a kid audience. And I mean, mouth coils play well for adults, kids, no matter what. But I think if you're looking for something strictly for a kid's show, I think the bubble gum would be really, really cool. You could get like a kid on stage, hand them a piece of bubble gum, and you could take your bubble gum mouth coil and you could pull it out and you could say, try it. And then, you see who can pull the longest bubble gum strand or something like that. So if I did a mouth coil, I would definitely say go with the bubble gum, because that's the one I like. But you could definitely, if you want the paper mouth coils that are like rainbow, you could certainly go with something like that. Okay, so I'm going to step over here for just a moment, pull the camera down so you can, so I can do a performance of the Pocket Illusion by Aster. So I'm actually going to pull the camera a little closer here so that you can see this really good. There we go. I'm going to go over that way. All right, I think that should be good. Okay. So here is the Pocket Illusion by Aster. A really, really great trick. You can perform this many different ways, but this is the way I do it. So I start off by saying we're going to do a grand stage illusion right here, right now. Now, granted, this is not a, we don't have a big enough space to do one, so let's use these cards. Now, these cards have my beautiful assistant printed on it, and she's inside of this box. She's inside this box. So I'm going to turn the box over, kind of like we're spinning the box around. So we're like spinning the box around. I'm going to mix up the pieces. So you may see like a magician on stage mixing the box around. And I'm going to gather up all the pieces. We'll turn the box back over and... Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I think I did something wrong because her head's not supposed to be... Yeah, I did something wrong. Here, let me try again. I don't know what I did wrong there. I'm sorry about that. And let's see. I'll spin the box back around one more time. And there we go. The lady is back, fully restored. Isn't that neat? Here, I'll spin that around so you can see the lady. But actually, I cheat. I'm not afraid to admit it. I do cheat. Let me tell you how I cheat. Because you can't see the back of the box. So we're going to get rid of these cards. We're going to move these cards out of play. You might have noticed there was 2 cards inside the wallet when I opened it up. Now, on the front side, these cards look all the same. They look the same as the other set. But the only different thing about this set of cards, whoops, let me move that. The only different thing about this set of cards is there's no back to them, okay? So you can see the back of the cabinet. So I'm going to go ahead and give these cards a little mix here. That way we're going to mix these cards completely up like that. Perfect. So the cards are all mixed up now. Now notice she really is a mixed up mess of cards. And not only on the back of these cards is she mixed up, whoops, but she's also mixed up on the front. Yeah, because I don't think women's feet are supposed to be right there. Okay, here, let me gather up all the pieces, and we'll gather them all up like that. And look at that, she's restored on the back side, but now let's go, let's check the front side here and see if she is restored on the front side like this. I think she might be. Yep, there we go. She is fully restored on the front side, and that's the Pocket Illusion by Aster. A really great trick. The thing about the trick, though, is it does not come... No, it does come with a DVD. That's right. It does come with a... I was going to say it doesn't come with a DVD, but it does. It does. I haven't watched DVD in such a long time. No, never mind. Forget I said that. It does not come with a DVD. It comes with paper instructions. That's right. It does come with a set of paper instructions. So, it doesn't come with a DVD, but the instructions I found were a little bit difficult to understand at some points, to understand exactly what they wanted. So what I did was I bought this trick right after Magic Geek got it in, because I really liked the trick when I saw the Magic Geek demo for it. And as soon as they got it in, I learned it. Had a little bit of a tough time learning it. So what I did was rewatch the Magic Geek demo, and as I was reading the instructions, I was like, oh, they want to do something like that. Like when they tell you to do a double lift in a set of paper instructions, normally they'll say, take your finger, insert it here, turn the cards 150 degrees, pick both cards up, and then I want you to turn it over, and then you're going to place your fingers here and here, and it's like, and you're wondering, what are they telling me to do? And then you watch like a demo for it, and you're like, oh, that's a double lift. It's the same way with this. They tell you to do some really weird moves, and then you go watch the DVD, and you're like, that's not a weird move. That's an easy one. It's like the instructions make it out to be so complicated, but it's a great little bit of magic. There's many ways to present this, actually. I've seen people do this pocket illusion where the magician takes the box with no back to it, and the spectator takes the one with the back with the back to it, and then it's like a do as I do routine, and I think the magician ends up having the lady restored and the spectator doesn't, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly, but it's a really great trick though, and it gets some good reaction, excuse me, when I do it close up, because I usually present it as a big stage illusion, but I don't have the money to buy the big stage illusion, so let's do a small version. So it's a really great trick. The Pocket Illusion by Aster, I really recommend picking that up. It's a really cool trick. Okay, that's going to do it for this week's Magician 101. Make sure to post your questions down below for next week, and I'll give them an answer. We'll see you next time. I have a jack, and I also have 3 10s. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the jack, and we're going to sandwich it right in. Of course, you get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab one of the bottles. He was on a roll with hole-in-one. Not only did he sink the putt on his first shot, but he also got the